Hello, Kiran, we are live now. You can start.
Yes. Hello and good evening, everyone. This is Kiran Mai, and on behalf of ForOptom team, I would like to welcome you all. Starting with the short intro for student session, which is initiated by ForOptom team. We will discuss and interacted with the optometry related topic. If you have any query, you can type them out in the chat box, and we will discuss after the presentation. Today we have a Ms.Thrupthi with us. She is going to discuss about the progressive addition lenses, and she is currently studying second year BS optometry from Nethradhama School of Optometry, Bangalore. Ms. Thrupthi is over to you.
Okay, thank you, Kiranmai, for the introduction. Okay, so now I'm going to start my presentation on progressive addition lenses. So here are the contents. So I'm going to be discussing, starting off with the brief history of PALs, or progressive addition lenses, differences between single vision, bifocal, trifocal, and PALs, advantages of progressive addition lenses, different designs of PALs, and PAL markings, indications and contraindications, and some recent advancements. Okay, so brief history. The first progressive lens was invented by Bernard Maitenag from the French company Essilor in the year 1959, known as the Varilux lenses. Since their introduction by Essilor in 1959, progressive addition lenses have gained worldwide acceptance as most performant ophthalmic lenses for the correction of presbyopia because they provide comfortable vision at all distances. They successfully and advantageously replace single vision and bifocal lenses, which are the other presbyopic corrections that do not offer such advantage. Now, some basic design differences between progressive single vision, bifocal, and trifocal. Starting with the single vision lenses, these are reading glasses, which are called. So these are used just for reading purposes. It consists of a single sphere of appropriate radius, providing correction for near vision only. So with these kind of glasses, the patient can only do the near works. For example, reading a newspaper or doing any other near work. It can be used only for such purposes, whereas if they have to see something far, some distance object, they'll have to take out their glasses and see the distance portion or the intermediate portion. That's what is written here. Distance vision through this lens is blurred, and there is no specific correction for intermediate vision. Bifocal, trifocal, and progressive lenses combine areas of correction for both distance and near vision in a single lens and link them in different ways. So, bifocal lenses, these have a distance vision sphere placed above the near vision sphere and linked by a single step, creating a visible segment line. So as we can see in the picture, there is a demarcating line between the distance portion and the near portion, which causes image jump when the patient is looking from near to distance or distance to near. And this also creates a line in the lens, which may be not very appealing to some patients. Next, we move to trifocal lenses. Trifocal lenses, a third sphere is added between the distance and near vision spheres to produce an intermediate vision power. This gives rise to two segment lines on the lens surface. So bifocal lenses will have a single demarcating line, whereas trifocal lenses will have two demarcating lines because of the intermediate vision which they provide. Progressive lenses, these are an uninterrupted series of horizontal curves links distant vision, intermediate vision, and near vision with no visible separation. So this means progressive lenses provide vision for distance, intermediate, as well as near vision without any demarcating line. As we saw in bifocals, there are there is one demarcating line, whereas in trifocals there are two demarcating lines. But in progressive lenses, there are an interrupted series of horizontal curves which provide vision but do not give any separating lines. Lens power increases smoothly from distance vision area at the top of the lens through the intermediate vision area in the middle to the near vision area at the bottom of the lens. Next, we move on to advantages of progressive addition lenses. Progressive addition lenses offer a continuous field of clear vision from distance to near. Single vision reading glasses offer field of clear vision limited to near area only, while in progressive lenses in bifocal and trifocals there will be an image jump with, whereas in progressive there is no such problems because the lenses have a continuous field of clear vision, so from distance to near the power increases gradually, providing clear vision at all distances. Next advantage, progressive addition lenses are the only lenses providing clear and comfortable intermediate vision irrespective of the addition. So when we take trifocal lenses, single vision and bifocals do not provide intermediate vision. So when we talk about trifocals have a demarcating line in between, so which causes sudden image jump. So when the patient is focusing from near to intermediate, for example, if he's using his phone or if he's looking at someone far off and he suddenly looks at his computer, there will be an image jump, whereas in progressive lenses there will be no such problems because the power increases gradually and gives comfortable intermediate vision. Next, progressive addition lenses act as a continuous support to the eye's accommodation, which means at each point of the progressive lens meridian, the power exactly corresponds to the eye's focusing distance. Next, the fourth advantage we are talking about. Progressive lenses offer global perception of space. So this means the power changes continuously and gradually in all directions. Single vision reading lenses do not allow real spatial perception since they provide only a near vision correction. The two portions of bifocal lenses split and alter the spatial relationships. Vertical and horizontal lines appear broken and image jump hampers the wearer's vision. Next, we move on to PAL designs, that is the different designs that are used in the manufacturing of progressive addition lenses. First, we are going to talk about hard design and soft design. So hard design, this has a wide distance and near zone. As you can see in the picture, the distance and near visions are wider, whereas the intermediate vision is quite narrow. The intermediate corridor is narrow, and there is a rapid increase, that there is a peak in the astigmatism portion, that is the peripheral part of the lens. There is a rapid increase in the unwanted astigmatism. These lenses have shorter corridors and more peripheral aberrations. Next, when we talk about soft lenses, they are quite opposite to that of hard lenses. So in the soft design, the distance and near zones are comparatively narrow, whereas in the hard design, the distance and near portions were wider. But this one in soft design, the distance, the near zone and the distance zone are comparatively narrow. The corridor is longer and wider, whereas in hard design it was narrower. And here there is a slow increase in the astigmatic error, where we saw in the hard design, the astigmatic error increased like a peak. There was a rapid increase, whereas in soft design, it is more slowly increasing. Next, symmetrical and asymmetrical design. Symmetrical design lenses are rotated for near centration, whereas in asymmetrical design, lenses are designed with predetermined inset. After that, we have a multi-design. So this is according to the add power. According to the add power of the patient, the lens design changes. So first it starts from a soft design for low add power, and as the add power increases, it will turn into a hard designed lens. So it means when the power is less, it is low add power, and as the power increases, add power increases, it turns to a hard design lens. Next, moving on to something that is mostly used nowadays, the freeform progressives. Freeform is a new manufacturing technology which is mostly used of late. They are customized as per the patient prescription and requirements, and they are individually designed. So these have modern manufacturing equipments, as we can see. And these lenses have individual surface generation and fitting parameters. So these kind of freeform progressives are suggested to patients who are ready for the next type of progressive lenses, like the newest technology progressive lenses. And these lenses, as I told, they have individual surface generation, and these are made individually or particularly for that patient, for that prescription. So we take certain fitting parameters are considered, such as the monocular PD, the monocular height, the back vertex distance, pantoscopic tilt, etc. Next, moving on to PAL markings. So in the picture, you can see the PAL markings. First, on top, we have a semicircle, an arc kind of a semicircle, which is the distance power circle, which is used for checking the distance power in the lensometer. Next, we have a small plus underneath that, which is called the fitting cross. Next, just underneath the fitting cross, we have a prism reference point, which is just a dot, as you can see. And underneath the prism reference point, we have a near power checking circle. So this is used to check the near power, the near add, whereas the above semicircle is used to check the distance power. And in the right side, you can see a logo, that is the horizontal alignment. Underneath that is the logo of the company. These are the markings which we can see in a progressive lens. Next, indications and contraindications, that is for whom PALs can be suggested and for whom PALs cannot be suggested. So talking about indications, that is for whom we suggest, for what kind of patients do we suggest progressive addition lenses. So the hard design, which we spoke some time back, the hard design can be suggested to patients who have previously used this type of progressives and they are comfortable using that design. It can be suggested to such patients, and since we have wider near segment. It can be suggested to people who do a lot of near work or who do a lot of reading. Next, soft design can be suggested for presbyopes, for young presbyopes, for active outdoor professional workers, and for professional drivers. PALs can also be suggested for patients who are ready to try a new form of lenses, patients with small pupil, patients who are unsatisfied with bifocals, and patients who are computer users for prolonged periods because they need intermediate vision. Because of the computer distance, this is an intermediate distance for newly presbyopic patients. Next, for going on to contraindications, this is for what kind of patients we cannot or we do not suggest progressive additional lenses. So PALs cannot be suggested for people who need a wide field of vision. For example, architects. We cannot suggest PALs to such patients because there is a lot of peripheral disturbance. The astigmatism in the periphery of progressive might disturb the vision. People with different directions of gaze, like pilots and librarians. People with a lot of mobility, that is the head movement. Such people are generally unsuitable for fast action sports. Patients with squint, anisometropia, nystagmus, high cylinder cannot be prescribed PALs. And also patients who are regular bifocal or trifocal users and they are completely satisfied with bifocals or trifocals. Patients who are accustomed to wearing single vision lens for near vision only. So patients who are regularly using single vision reading glasses for near use, such patients may not accept to shift to progressive all of a sudden. Next, patients with high cylinders. Now we move on to some recent advancements in PALs. So the newest progressive lens by Essilor is the Varilux Panamic, which utilizes global design management. So these kind of lenses try to cut off the peripheral distortion so that the field of view increases and there is a less disturbance when the patient is looking around through the sights. So these kind of lenses are the newest progressive lenses from Essilor. Next, we have PALs for small frames. Lens company recently launched their compact lenses, which are specially designed for small frames. So some people like using small frames, or some people do not like wearing huge spectacles, but still they are presbyopes. So such patients always prefer going with small frames. So for such patients, it is a multi-design. So as I told you, multi-design to ensure quality in all powers, which means that the actual design of the lens changes with add powers to ensure stability. And these are compact, but they do not compromise on the quality of vision that PALs usually provide. Thank you.
That's a wonderful presentation, Trupti. We don't have any questions. Uh, I want to share your experience about this.
Uh, it was a wonderful experience working on this. I would like to thank ForOptom for giving me this opportunity, and I would like to thank all my lecturers, the NSO faculty, for the support and help.